Build a trading platform in C# using Interactive Brokers API, Part 10, Order Management. In this video, I'll show you how to create an order management system for canceling orders. So I have like a bracket order and a limit order. And so if I wanted to cancel any one of these orders, I'll just hit the X on the end here.
Order cancelled.
And that cancels the limit order. Now if I want to cancel the bracket order, I can hit the main order, the limit to buy, and that will cancel all the rest of them too. So I'll just hit the X here.
Order cancelled.
Also in our previous video we did the cancel last and the cancel all too. So if I hit the cancel all and cancel last, it'll cancel all the orders, or the last order. Like if I hit this cancel last.
Order cancelled.
So if you're interested, yeah you are. Let's get started. Okay, here we are in Visual Studio. The first thing you want to do is click on your tab control here and go to your properties and tab pages collection. Click on this button at the end here. And since I already added a tab, I'm just going to name it. And the name I gave it was Orders. Okay. Next thing you want to do is click on your Orders tab here and add a data grid view. And you get that from over here in your toolbox. And then click on it and then place it in there. Okay, so then we got to create a bunch of columns. So click on your data grid view here and click on the arrow here. You can click on add columns, but I've already added them, so I'm going to click on edit columns, and it brings up this. And in order to add a column, all you have to do is click add. So in your first column, give it a name of, or a header text of time and a name of column time. ID, do the same, name, COL ID, and header text ID, same for symbol, and same for price, same for trigger, which is auxiliary price, shares, side, type, status, fill, and X for cancel, and name it column cancel, and just for the header text an X. Now you don't need to name the columns, because if you know where their position is, you can call on them by their number. So if I wanted the time column, I could use 0. So it's up to you. You can either name them like I did, or just leave them blank and refer to them as their column number. Okay, in this cancel column here, make sure the width is 20, and for the default cell style, make sure the back color is highlight and forecolor is white, and the section back color is this color, or you can make it any color you want basically. This is RGB color, but you can also select a color from a list, whether it's the system or the web here. But I chose to make my own color. And then if you want it aligned, the cell, the text aligned in the cell, you can change the alignment. I put middle center, but there's many different options. Okay, so once you've done that, go to your alternating rows default cell style, and I changed mine to the back color black and the foreground color white. And I also changed the back color to app workspace. You can also change that to any color you want. And the default cell style here, I changed the back color to black, fore color white, selection back color highlight, and then selection fore color highlight text. But you don't have to use my color scheme, you can choose your own. And there's another way you can do all this too when you load the form. So double click on the form here, just anywhere, as long as it's not on a button, on like a blank space. Double click it and bring up the load form here, and you can change all that stuff from here. So you can follow that along. See here what I was talking about earlier, referring to the columns as the number, or refer the column as the name. You can use either method. So if you don't name your columns, you can refer to them by the number. So I changed the background color to app workspace, and just follow along in here. But I'll post that code in my website, sharpertradingimage.blogspot.com. Okay, back to your design here. Okay, from here make sure you got the data grid view selected here in your orders tab, and go to your properties and click on the lightning bolt to get your events here. And then where it says cell click, double click on that, and you put this code in there between the brackets here. And this checks if there's something in column 10, and basically this is all explained in my comments here. And you can also check out my code if you miss any of it in my website, sharpertradingimage.blogspot.com. So you can read through that. Okay, go back to your design and back to your events, and scroll down to where it says cell formatting. Double click on that, and in your data grid view cell formatting, all this code goes in there. And this adds an extra column 10, which is the cancel column. That's all that does. And this formats the cells based on what's in them. You can read through that or go to my website, but I explain what everything does. Okay, from here go to your e-wrapper and search for order status. And in order status, make sure this is in there under this order status method or function here. This try catch statement with this in it, and all these variables: order ID, status, filled, remaining, average fill price, and etc. Okay, next look for open order. And in here, make sure you make this string here and this try catch statement with this my form add list box item open order, and pass the variable open order. This passes all that information to your form 1. So go back to your form 1 and add this to it, this delegate void set text callback order status, and all these variables. And then we'll create a method here and passing all these variables again in these brackets here. Basically make yours look like mine. And this thing here, this my string status here, I'm just changing this word cancel with two L's to cancel with one L, so you don't have to do that. But if you're not going to do that, make sure where I say my status, you just put status if you want to do that. But I think if you're formatting your cells in your cell formatting thing, it uses canceled like I did, so you might want to leave this the way it is now. And this searches for the order ID, if it's in the grid or not. And this just used for counting rows. And this variable is a true false variable, boolean, and it's set to false. And this is where it searches for that order ID number, and if it was found is set to true instead of false. And this is where it adds the information to your data grid, whether it was found or wasn't found. I also commented this out. It's just basically a countdown counter. So when you cancel an order, after so many minutes, it would erase them from the data grid view. But maybe that will be in another video. Next thing you want to do is do another delegate void for your open order, and then create this method here and put all this information in there. basically the same thing as the previous method for the order status. So I'm not going to go through this in detail, but I left a bunch of comments here at the end to tell you what each thing does. Okay, another thing I forgot to mention is to make sure this using system drawing is in there. It's used in the when you load the form for the system color and the colors. Instead of writing system.drawing.color.black, you can just write color.black. Okay, from here I'm ready to try it out, so hit start. Minimize the Visual Studio here, get it out of the way. Hit your orders tab and then connect, and then place an order for Microsoft stock or whatever stock you want, and hit buy to place the order, and then you hit the X to cancel your order.
Order cancelled.
So that's working. If you hit this X again, it'll get rid of that order. Okay, now you're going to place a bracket order. And oops, that's not how I do it. I have to hit the control key and then click on buy. So you got all your orders there. You got a limit order to buy, and then you got a limit order bracket order to buy, and your stop limit and your profit target, stop loss and your profit target. So I can cancel any one of these orders.
Order cancelled.
And that cancels all the bracket order legs and whatnot.
Order cancelled.
So if I want to get rid of all the orders, I'll just hit the X again. Gets rid of all of them. And in the next one, I'll try and do a like hot buttons or hotkeys, or I can do like a positions data grid view like in this one. So if I connect here, and this, I have traded GameStop and MVIS. I could do that, or I could do a menu where I have my account numbers. I have the host port or host number here. I have the port number, and you can also change it to another port or enter one of your own. Client ID is 9. I can change that to say 8 or something. And default shares, I have it set at 300, so when I go from one stock to the next, it gets reset to 300 shares. I could do that, or I could do another form here for stop orders. So if you want me to do something, have a request, leave it in the comments, and maybe I'll put it in my next video. Please like and subscribe, and if you missed any of the code, that'll be on my website, sharpertradingimage.blogspot.com. And if you do visit my site, please turn off your ad blocker. Help the channel survive and thrive. And donate if you want. Okay, I'm in some money now. Sell half.
Closing order partially filled. Closing order filled.
Average price, position.